What's up, YouTube? Dreamkiller coming at you in the video, and it's like 7:30 in the morning right now where I am. But I wanted to do this as soon as I possibly can. I mean, hell, I wanted to do this as soon as it was over, but it was midnight by the time it was over, so I had to go to sleep. So doing this as early as possible as I can. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I haven't even had my coffee yet, barely awake, but I wanted to do this because I am super hyped for it. So last night, Nintendo held their presentation for the Nintendo Switch to give us more information about what this thing can do, and what the games are going to be for it. And it was all exciting. There was good, there was bad, but I'll get to that in a minute. So let's just get started. I have like a bunch of notes here that I written down, so I'm gonna be unprofessional every few seconds so I can look over my notes. But let's start off with the release date for the console. It was rumored to be a March uh, time frame that this console was going to get released, and it's confirmed. Yes, it is March. It will be released March 3rd to the masses all around the world, in Japan, in Europe, and here simultaneously. And that's actually kind of interesting because I don't think a console has ever gotten a simultaneous release. And of course, the big thing, the price. How much is this going to be? It is going to be $299 in the US, like 29,000 yen in Japan, and unfortunately, Europe will have to contact their local retailers to find out the price, which I thought was hilarious. They actually said that, but $300 here in the US. That's actually not a bad price for this console. I was worried that they were gonna overprice this console, and when it really does not need to be overpriced. But $300 actually is manageable. I actually am willing to pay that much for this new console. Also, too, they were talking about an online service for it that will be a paid monthly service. And I mean, that's good. I mean, usually with the online deal with Nintendo consoles has always been free, and I think that's been no problem for many people because free is doesn't always lead to good quality. So a paid service like PlayStation Plus, like Xbox Live, could do with some benefits for Nintendo. But the biggest thing, the biggest surprise that I was so happy for those of you who don't know, like all Nintendo consoles have always been region locked. So if you wanted to import a game that did not come in your area, you could not do that. But surprisingly enough, Nintendo said that this console will be region free, which excited me a whole bunch. So if you see a particular game that's not coming out in your area and you want to import it from Europe or Japan, you can do that now. Although you just had to get past, like, if you're importing a game from Japan, you're gonna have to get past the whole not being able to read Japanese type of thing. But that's awesome that there's not gonna be any region lock, because region lock is bullshit in my opinion. There should be no region lock whatsoever. I don't know what it's supposed to prevent, but yeah, no region lock. I'm definitely happy about that. We finally learned about the battery life of the portable side of the console, which many people were worried about. Like, how long can I play my game portably? They said depending on the game, it'll be between 2.5 and 6 hours, and that leads me to believe that probably the battery will last 3 hours, because I don't believe 6 hours is kind of stretching it with its capabilities. And but still 2.5 hours or maybe 3 hours, that's a good time if you want to take your stuff out. That's a good time to play your game on the go if you wanted to. But it also said too, you can also charge the portable console while you're still playing it, so you're not completely helpless. There's also amiibo support. There's also going to be a share feature where you'll be able to take screenshots and video just like the PlayStation 4, and I think the Xbox One can do that. that's good, but also kind of worried because Nintendo's such a stiff when it comes to people showing when it comes to people showing off their games. They've always taken down videos for showing their stuff, so that's gonna be a little bit interesting how they handle that. Um, for for how the console looks, it's all gray. The controllers are gray, but they also said that they are also releasing multicolored, so it's like a red and a blue, a Joy-Con that you can enjoy. So if you people like multicolored systems, there you go. What else? There's going to be, unfortunately, there's going to be motion controls. I know everyone's tired of motion controls from Nintendo, but apparently Nintendo doesn't want to let it go. But there they had like an HD rumble sensor type of effect where they demonstrated like if you put ice in a cup, you can actually feel how much ice is in there, how you can feel how the ice shakes. And with that being said, we go into the games, and one of the games that was they would highly support that new HD Rumble motion sensor thing was a game called 1-2 Switch, where it's a multiplayer game where you play against your friend. And so I mean, I couldn't get what it was trying to be. It's like it's obviously competitive. It's multiplayer type deal, but that supports that new feature for the Switch's controllers. Not that much information was put out, but I guess we'll get more information as time goes on. Moving on to another game that it didn't really catch my eye was a game called Arms, where you have these characters where they have extended arms. It's a boxing game with you use extended arms to do moves and block. It's a fight. It's a arena fighting boxing game. But like I said, it didn't really catch my eye. I thought it was just one of those niche, not launch. It looks like a launch title, but it might not be. But then we start getting into the meat and bones of games, and they talk about Splatoon 2. And when they showed off footage for Splatoon, I honestly thought it was a port of Splatoon 1, but no, they're actually going through with the sequel. And I was very surprised by that. So pretty much, new maps, new weapons, new characters, and that's all they would say. And it's getting a spring release. Uh, but the next game that people were clamoring over, were excited about when they showed out the footage, the new Super Mario game, Super Mario Odyssey, and it was so interesting to look at. It was Mario in a real modern day world. They showed him in New York with very realistic looking character models around him and the streets in New York and all of that. It was really good. But then they showed you can go to other different worlds that are just as realistic, but still within traditional Mario adventure fashion. But was interesting the most to me was Mario's ability to use his cap as a weapon. But then they showed up in the end that his cap is alive with eyes, and that kind of threw me for a loop. But the fact that you can use his cap for a weapon is actually works really well. I never really knew why they didn't do that a long time ago. Use his cap as a weapon because that his hat is a signature piece to him. So why not use it to your advantage? So yeah, Super Mario Odyssey. That's a game that everyone's looking forward to, but unfortunately, it's not a launch title. It's coming out in the holiday season of this year, which bummed me out so much because I wanted it to come out at launch. Okay, then we had Xenoblade Warriors, or not Xenoblade Warriors, Xenoblade 2. Uh, I was quite surprised that they were doing a sequel to Xenoblade, but unfortunately they didn't show any gameplay. They just showed cutscenes, so more information will be put out. But Xenoblade 2 is coming out, and I'm super happy we're getting more RPG love for a Nintendo console. But the thing that excited people most, especially I was watching Josh Scorcher's stream of the event. He was dying of excitement, and that was Fire Emblem Warriors. Yes, we are finally getting a Fire Emblem Dynasty Warriors crossover because of course, with like so much success out of Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors seems like a no-brainer, and I was definitely hyped for it. But unfortunately, just like Xenoblade 2, no gameplay. They just showed a cutscene and the title, and that was it. But it's coming out, and I'm looking forward to it. Square Enix also announced that they will be putting out Dragon Quest 10 and 11, along with Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, a bundle of those of the Dragon Quest War or Heroes games in there. But unfortunately, when it comes to Dragon Quest 10 and 11, it's only confirmed that they will be put out to the Switch in Japan only. It's not confirmed whether or not we'll get a US release. But apparently, like people are having doubts about 10 because 10's online, and it's been a very shaky thing about 10 because of that. But hopefully we will get a release date in the US. Then we had what at first looked like an unknown Atlas title, but then you see familiar characters from the familiar enemies from the Shin Megami Tensei series, so it makes people be under the belief that maybe it's a new Shin Megami Tensei game. But again, no gameplay, so we don't know what, and we didn't get that much information. All we got was images from Shin Megami Tensei characters, and that was it. So maybe Shin Megami Tensei, maybe something new involving Shin Megami Tensei. We don't really know, but Atlas is in development doing it. Let's see what else. Also, going back to Square Enix, they are also working on a new RPG for the Switch that kind of harkens back to old school RPGs that they've been known for in the past. That's gonna have like a big world, retro style RPG type graphics, but no title. We don't know what this game is. It's just a new RPG that Square Enix is working on. Let's see. And also, it's been confirmed that many people were thinking it wasn't gonna happen, but Todd Howard of Bethesda pretty much confirmed that Skyrim will be a title for the Switch, which it's up to people what they think about that. If you already have your copy of the special edition on Xbox One or PS4, I mean, the only thing that has this game has going for it is the ability to play it portably now. So that kind of piqued my interest because being able to play Skyrim portably is it sounds very very interesting. Uh, and then we had Suda51 advertised possibly another No More Heroes game. He didn't give out that information. All he said was he wanted to come up with a game involving Travis Touchdown, the main hero from No More Heroes, but that's all we know. And finally, they saved the best for last, of course. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. They showed off a beautiful, beautiful cinematic trailer for it that had my heartstrings pulling. But they pretty much confirmed that Breath of the Wild will be a launch title for the Switch, but it makes you wonder what's gonna happen if the Wii U title version is still gonna happen. I mean, they didn't really say anything about that, but Breath of the Wild will be a launch title, and everyone's very excited for it. I know that's definitely one reason for me wanting to have the Switch is new Zelda. I mean, is it bad that that's the only game that's making me want this console? Yeah, but that's where I get to the bad part about all of this is that from what people have seen at this presentation, there's not a whole lot of launch titles for this because Mario and all these other games that are in development right now, and Splatoon 2, all these games they either come out in the spring, in the fall, or in the holiday season. They're not launch titles for the system except for Breath of the Wild, and that worries me that there's not going to be that much launch titles for it that makes me worried that this launch for the console is not gonna be as good as we all hope for. Another thing that was bad too is that Nintendo, for whatever reason, did not put any specs for this console whatsoever. It didn't put out the power capabilities, the processing speed, blah 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 blah. Many of the stuff that people were really wanting to know about, and that worries me that they didn't show that off, because it makes me believe that they don't think this console is going to be capable of competing with the Xbox One and the PS4. Not to saying that they won't. It's just the fact that they didn't show off specs worries me. I mean, maybe there is going to be presentation event in New York, a stream of that tonight, but I don't know if I'll be able to catch that, talk about it. If I am, I'll let you know. But yeah, the no specs kind of worries me. It kind of makes me believe that Nintendo is not having faith with this console spec wise. I mean, I might be wrong. Also, another thing too is Nintendo very really Nintendo-fied this event. It was very pun heavy. It was very it looked like Nintendo was very out of touch with what consumers really want out of this console, and it was very cringeworthy at times, especially like with the translators at the event. The translators sounded so bored and so tired and didn't really give a shit, and focus Nintendo focusing so heavy on what the controllers could do and motion controls and all of that stuff. That's great, but what people wanted to know most about was the specs and what launch games were gonna be uh, for the Switch. That's the two things people wanted to know, but you didn't give us. And maybe we'll hear more as time goes on, but we really wanted to hear this stuff now. And it's a shame that Nintendo didn't do that. It really shows that they're kind of out of touch right now with what consumers and gamers want right now with this console. But maybe I'll eat my words when more stuff is released. But overall, I'm definitely hyped for this machine. The fact that there's no region lock, the price is good, and of course, Breath of the Wild is gonna be a launch out. I mean, this may be a day one purchase for me. I don't know yet, but I'll definitely be around when it comes out, and I definitely look forward to seeing what it's capable of doing. So that's it. That's my reaction to the presentation. That's my thoughts about it. I want to know what you all think about it. Are you looking forward to Nintendo Switch? Do you agree with my opinions? Comment down below. I look forward to your opinions. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button because my channel grows because of it, and subscribe because, as always, I have many more videos to come like this. I've talked for a long time right now. My mouth is dry and I'm hungry right now, so I really gotta go get some to eat. So thank you all for watching. I'm Dreamkiller. Gamers keep on gaming.